What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name's Tom.
Hi, I'm Paul. Aw,
Today we're going to be working on my 1987 325 IS. We're going to be taking the old M20 out of it, and we're going to be swapping in brand new M52 TU V25.
What the hell is even that? Get everybody out of my yard!
So I'm going to be taking you guys through the process today of how to remove your M20 the easy way.
Fucking liar, bro. You're a liar. I'm over here hurting and you don't even care, dude. I gave you everything. I literally did. I checked up on you and I did nothing but care and try to give you nothing but love. And yet you left me again and you keep on leaving like everyone else. You're just like everyone else. You're a fucking liar. And it hurts because you're the first girl I love and I'm not mad at you. I can't hate you. I hate myself. I'm just angry at this point. It sucks.
Alright, so the first step in removing the engine from your E30 is going to be to disconnect the battery. My battery is in the back, in the trunk. Some E30s have it in the front, up by the engine, but mine's right back here. For that, you'll need a 13mm wrench. I like to use a ratcheting one. Makes it a little faster to get these terminals off the battery. Except for when your terminals are bent like mine. So I like to disconnect the positive first, so you don't get any surprise shocks. Alright, so the next step in removing the engine is going to be to take the hood off the car. For that, flathead screwdriver, needle nose pliers, 10mm socket, 10mm wrench. First thing you're going to do is remove the sprayer hose from the wiper bottle. So that disconnects right here. Pop that right off and then pull your hose through. Once your hose is disconnected, you can disconnect the safety pin for the hood latch. Just pop these clips. I'm gonna have to replace this because the hood was resprayed and I didn't pop this clip out, so it's on there good. Once that clip is off, you can tap the pin out, but once you pull this pin out, the hood will not prop itself open anymore. So I'm gonna leave that in for a second while I remove these 4 bolts over here that hold the hood latch mechanism on. So once you've gotten these 2 bolts out and this back one right here out, this 4th one is gonna be your last one. Once you get that 4th one out, the hood is off. It'll want to fall on the floor.
Hey, am I? Sarah, can I help you?
So having an extra person to help you grab the hood is pretty helpful when you're doing this.
We just fired the person that does that, but now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
Next thing you're going to want to do is get yourself a screwdriver, and we're going to start disconnecting the coolant hoses so that we can drain the coolant out of the car. Alright, so being that this is a early model E30, it has the early model radiator. It has the coolant expansion on this side rather than that side. There's no upper hose connection over here. What I'm going to do to make my life a little easier here, I don't care how much coolant stays or doesn't stay in the engine, what sloshes out after I pull the motor. I'm just going to pull the hoses off the radiator itself and leave the rest of the system intact. So the coolant bottle, I'm just going to unmount it and leave it attached to the motor and all the hoses there. So once I get the coolant hoses off the radiator, just detach the mount, I'll be able to pull that out, and that'll give me some room to work on the front of the motor. So once you've successfully disconnected the top and bottom hoses from your radiator and leaked all the coolant onto the ground, you created a unmitigated environmental disaster of your own.
Breaking news tonight, what could be the biggest disaster to hit the Gulf of Mexico since Hurricane Katrina, and the biggest environmental catastrophe to stain our shores since the crash of the Exxon Valdez. An oil rig in the Gulf, British Petroleum's Deepwater Horizon, 50 miles off Venice, Louisiana, exploded into flames shortly after 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
All right, once you've got the radiator and the shroud fan out of the car, it's time to start disconnecting some of the electrical items and some of the other hoses that are in the engine bay. I'm going to be going through here, labeling some of this stuff and then deleting whatever I don't need here. But the main things that are going to come out here, the distributor coil has got to go, the coolant expansion tank has got to go. We got to take the AFM off to be able to get the motor out. It's kind of in the way. You got to take these bolts off here. The ABS pump is going to get removed. Booster is going to get removed eventually. So yeah, there's a couple of things here that got to go. All this cruise control wiring stuff has got to go. So we're going to set the camera up and you'll see just kind of a time lapse of me just unbolting and removing a lot of this stuff now. All right, so now inside the car here, the next thing to do is going to be open up your glove box here, and we're going to remove this panel, take out the ECU, and then fish all the wiring back through the wall. The easiest thing to do here is going to be to actually remove these tabs here that hold the glove box up. That'll give you some extra room to work fishing the wires through and undoing the bolts. It makes it a lot easier. All right, guys, so where we're at right now, all of the wiring has been disconnected. I took the AFM out of the car. On this side, there really wasn't much. There's the C101, removed the vacuum lines to the brake booster. The last things that I actually still have left to do up here is the heater core lines. Over here, I cut the lines to the charcoal canister, and I cut the gas lines, or not the gas lines, but the fuel lines over here. What's still left is the hard lines under the car, so we'll run a new fuel line from there when we put the new motor in. I didn't want to have to mess around with hose clamps and stuff right now. Just cut it quick and move on to the next thing. Coming around this way, radiator's out of the car. Expansion tank is still on the motor and connected. It's drained out, but I just wanted to leave as much connected as possible. Just take it out as one unit. All the main power wiring is disconnected. The ECU is disconnected, and the wiring harness has been pulled through the firewall. So there's nothing left over there. AC lines are cut, and really all that's left to do now is just start unbolting from the bottom of the car. So we're going to disconnect the drive shaft from the transmission, and then disconnect the motor mounts, throttle cable inside of the car, and those heater core lines, and then we should be good to pull it. Okay, y'all, so we got everything underneath the car all unbolted. Exhaust gave me a little bit of a fight, but we got it off. You can see the shield hanging down right there. Drive shaft is unbolted at the Grebo. At the Grebo there. You can see the bolts are ready to come out. There's not a whole lot going on under here that I had to do. Just like I said, the exhaust gave me a little bit of an issue. I cut it right there. back half was kind of a bitch, but it's all disconnected. All the lines under here disconnected, motor mounts are unbolted, chassis ground is done, so she's ready to pull. So bringing it back to the top side here, the good old seatbelt trick. Got it hooked right through the front of the motor here, and I'm just gonna start lifting. So I'll set the camera up and you guys will see how it goes. All right, y'all, so we are fully done taking the M20 out. Lost my hat in the process, covered in grease, but M20's out. Subframe, I unbolted during the process of taking the motor out. I had to get myself some wiggle room, so I dropped the subframe down, disconnected the steering coupling, but the bolt is out, but the knuckle is still holding really tight, so I got to do something with that. So yeah, everything in here is gonna get cleaned up. I'm gonna power wash everything, hit it with some engine bay cleaner. These brake lines are coming out, ABS gotta come out, booster's coming out. Probably gonna keep the washer bottle this time. Might relocate it, but it'll stay somewhere. AC condenser's gotta come out still. And yeah, like I said, rough cleaning, but engine will be going in tomorrow morning.